Ghost can't bring anybody in. I've got no swords to add, so it's literally a straight 1 dice roll off and I win. So the Ghost goes to Eldervale and I move up on the glory track and I get 2 victory points, which puts me 1 in front. And that's the end of my turn for triggering the battle. So we're back to the Ghost. Again, he gets the same result. He can't go 1 below, so again he's going to go into here. It will trigger a battle, but he's also going to be constructing, or he should potentially construct a dwelling, but he can't because he has to do it in a realm or sort of around it. So I think he'd have to go up here. So he's going to construct one of these. So we'll stick that on there. So that's going to sort of block that off. That's going to go in there. That's going to come out. And again, we've got a 1 dice roll off for combat. And he wins this time, quite convincingly. So mine is in there and he gets a point. So we're now level. Oh no, sorry, he doesn't move up that extra point. He moves up on the glory track, and instead of resources he takes magic cards. So basically he's going to draw 2 magic cards, and they for him are victory points at the end of the game. They don't do anything, they just sit in a pile. He starts with 5 and then he just exponentially gets more of those depending on outcomes of different things, like on the glory track, or taking instead of taking resources, which he hasn't done anything yet because he was moved into areas by a fight. He's going to get magic cards instead of resources. So that's the end of his go. My last turn, I'm going to go here and take this, which is 2 swords. I'll cash those in straight away, just in case. So I've got 2 swords and a coin, and because I've gone into that realm with a dwelling as per my card, I score a victory point. So I'm now out of workers completely, and it's back to the ghosts. 6, so they're going to take this guy, and again he can't come down here, so he's going to go into this realm here, because that's what happens if he can't go into a realm, because there isn't a realm tile out. He just goes into the same tile. Oh, actually he should have been into there, because I moved here, he should be here, and that was directly down here, so he's into this realm. So that makes it slightly easier. Just keep forgetting to move that watcher. So he has still got some guys left. I don't, so I get to bring people back. I can't do a dwelling because I don't have any spare guys out on the board. They're all in the underworld, so the only guy I can regroup is the wizard, but he can potentially help me to summon something. But again, I don't have enough to do the warrior, because I need 2 tools and a sword, and I've only got 1 wild resource. But what I could do is go here, instead of getting another coin, I'll bring out 1 worker, and that costs me 1 resource, and I will use one of the swords as a resource. So that gives me a 4th worker, and then these guys literally come out of here and sit on my ready board. They don't get to do any actions because they've come back from basically from the dead. And then we're going back to the ghost. So he was there, he's placed here. Let's see what he does. He's going to place this guy in the mill, and actually that so that's another dwelling, and he's going to construct it here first. That's number 4, and that would be number 7. So he's oh no, he can't construct there because that's a dungeon, so it would actually be there, and he can't construct there because there's already one, so he doesn't actually construct one because he can't do it here, and this one already has one in. So he just gets another card, and I start again. Let's see where we want to go. What to do. Let's go in here, and we'll take the coin, and we'll immediately cash that in. Now the winged serpent will come in. I could try and defeat that to go up on the glory track. I could use my extra units. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put an extra 2 more units in here. So I'm using this card. Up to 2 of my units from my ready area may join the battle. So I'm now on 5 dice, 3 and 1 each for the workers. And the serpent is on 4, but I'm going to spend the spare sword that I've got, so I get to roll all 6 of my dice against his 4 dice. So let's see what he gets. Oh, he's got a 6 and 3 5s. I don't think that's very good for me. Oh, actually, I've got a 6 and 4 5s. So luckily I've won, and basically what that is, because this is a monster that you can actually control, I get to have that monster in my ready area, and I can place it on the board as one of my own units. I still go up on the glory track, so I get 2 resources, and I'm going to take 2 tools, because if I have 2 tools and any other spare resource of a sword or a coin, I can get to bring out my warrior, which when he goes into battle gives me 2 extra dice. Okay, so that worked out quite well for me. Let's go back to the ghosts. Oh, they're going to bring out the wizard, and that's going to go into the mage tower, and he's going to get another 2 magic cards, because that's what it says on the bottom of the card. That goes in the discard, and we bring a new one out. So back to me. I've got 2 more units to place. One is my wizard and one is a worker. Where do we want to go? Now I could do another dwelling here. That should be over here. I could do another dwelling. Yeah. I'm going to go here, take this and cash it straight in for a tool. So back to the ghosts, and the watcher goes across. The ghosts don't have anybody in that area. We've rolled 1, so they all regroup. So they've got 2 for 6 victory points. These guys go back on their respective spaces. This guy comes back and this guy comes back. and they get their guy back from the underworld. Okay, so for my last action this turn, I think I am going to do another dwelling. So, oh no, that's not the... So it goes here with the wizard. I pay my 3 tools, and I'm going to dwell in this area here. And I scored 2 points because I have 1 ruin there. Okay, so we'll go back to the ghosts. They've scored a 4, so that would have been there, and he's going to sit in the dungeon. And they also get to bring out a tile. So let's stick that over here. And what we should have done earlier, was bring out one of these piles. And when the ghost went in here, he would have got one there. And then we also bring out this and put them on there. We turn the first one over, and that's the resource that you will get if you go into that area. So the only thing I have left is the serpent, and that stays with me until it's defeated. So I'm going to put it over here and get this, and I'll cash that in straight away, and we'll put that in there. So we're back to the ghosts, number 3. So that should have gone there. There's no space above it, so it has to go in here, which will trigger a battle. It also gets a new card, and it gets this one to go in its pile. And we have a battle, but it also takes one of these, puts it on its board. So it's going to get 1 dice, which is a 3, and the serpent's going to get, and it does enough to kill it. So I don't have anybody left to play, so I get to bring my guys back. So I'm going to take this guy back and get a coin. I don't have anywhere where I could have done a dwelling, so I'm going to bring this guy back. I'm going to spend 1 tool and 2 wilds, the coins, and I'm going to bring out my warrior. The wizard is going to come back, but he can't do anything, and nor can the dragon, because I don't have anywhere to dwell. I don't have any other cards to use, because some of these on the adventure cards you can actually put your workers on the adventure cards on some of them, and then you can also get resources from those as well. So that's the end of my sort of regroup phase. I've got nobody in the underworld, so back to the ghosts. A 4, so that's this guy, and he's going to go there, but he he can't go there, so he has to go back in here and trigger another battle, unfortunately, because there's no realm tile here, although he does bring out a new one. We'll put that one up here, and we also have to put 2 stacks out of treasure tokens. 1 and 2. And then we'll have a battle again, so he is going to roll a 3. The serpent, actually the serpent shouldn't have been there because that would have come back as well. So he's okay, he can stay in there and there is no battle, so he doesn't lose, but he does get that token. And he also goes up on the glory track, and we'll push him up on that one because that's the one he wants to get up on his own. So now back to me for my first placement of this particular turn. Let's go in here and we'll take this particular treasure token. Back to the ghosts, a 5, so this is the dragon, and that would have gone into there, and that means the dragon will come into here as well and place a new realm. So let's do this. We have another couple of piles of treasure tokens to put out, so we'll do that very quickly, hopefully. And that's his particular turnover. He's also close to getting a regroup again. So back to me. I'm going to go here, get a tool because all the tokens have gone, but because I've gone into a realm where a dwelling is of mine, I get a victory point because of my cards. The ghosts will do a regroup. So this guy comes back from the underworld. He comes back and they get 2 points. He comes back and he comes back. They're not dungeon tiles, so they don't score any points for those particular tiles. So back to me again. That should be in here. Where can we go? I'm going to bring out, I think, the dragon, because it means I can go to somewhere 2 spaces away, which could potentially help my cause. So we'll do 1, 2, and we'll take that particular treasure token. So it's back to the ghosts. So they're going, and that would have gone there, and the ghosts will go here, and they get a new card, and they get one of those. So again, back to myself. So now I can go to potentially any of those realms. So I'm going to go here and I'll take that particular treasure token. He comes in there. Again, number 3. That goes in there. He takes that particular token. And he gets a new card, which is number 6, which is another one of those. That goes in a discard and he gets a new one. Okay, so the only one I've got left is my warrior. Where shall we go? Let's go over here and we'll get a magic card. So back to the ghost, a 5, it's going to go into the portal. And it would have said choose one destroyed monster and return to its lair. Any units or other monsters in the lair are sent to the underworld, but we don't have any monsters in the underworld or that are dead, so that doesn't sort of affect anything. Right, so I haven't got anybody left, so on my turn I think I'm going to start just trying to I might cash a few things in. I'm going to get 2 gems and then also get a potion. And then we'll start bringing people back. So let's bring back a worker. We'll pay 2 resources. And we'll get another worker out to use. We'll bring this guy back and we'll take a gold coin. Actually, we'll use, instead of using that, we'll use a gem instead. And then what we'll do, we'll leave him there and use the wizard to gather the coin instead. We'll use the warrior to do the dwell action, because over there that takes 3 tools and I've got a tool and 2 coins, so that's another dwelling that I can build. slot that in, and because it's adjacent to the mage tower we get 2 points at that point, and we get 2 points because it's adjacent to another dwelling. And the only other one to bring back is the dragon, but he can't do anything. And that's the end of my round. So we're back to the ghosts. Let's see what they're going to do. It's a 1, so it's this. My last placement was... Where was the last placement? I think it was here, so it should have been there. And we go there, and they're also going to construct a dwelling which will have to be here. So, oh no, it can't be there because that's a realm tile. So is that. They don't have anyone that they can adjacent, so they don't construct a dwelling. They do have a few in the ruins, so they're going to score points again when they regroup, unless I can draw them into a fight somewhere. Okay. Okay, yes, I think I'll do this. I'm going to place here, take this, but that will also draw these guys in because there is going to be a battle. So that takes them out of the ruins and deprives them of 4 points, but it is a risk because they're going to be doing some fighting. They've got a 6, a 2 and a 1. Now I've scored a 6, a 3 and a 1, so they lose. I come up on the glory track and I'll go up on this one, getting closer to getting an orb. So that was quite fortunate. Back to the ghosts. 3, that's their warrior. That would have been in there, and he goes and sits in the portal and gets an extra one of these out. But it also brings a new monster out, which is the Kraken. And we have a couple of tokens to put out. So let's be a bit sneaky. Let's put the serpent in here. Take the token, but that's going to bring the 2 monsters fighting. So we've got 4 for the winged serpent, which will be those 6, 5, 4, 1, and we've got 4 for the Kraken, which is only 6, 4, so the winged serpent beats the Kraken, so the Kraken is defeated, and I can either go up on the glory track or on the water element track. I think I'll go up on the glory track because I can take an orb, put it immediately there and score a further 3 points. So the Kraken is dead, so we'll turn him that way. The serpent's still alive. So back to the ghosts, a 5. It's going to go to the mill. Where is the mill? here, so he's got 2 in there now. It says choose any elemental realm that is occupied by a ghostly worker that does not already contain a dwelling. Construct a ghostly dwelling using that worker. Well, he doesn't actually have any because they're all in ruin tiles, so unfortunately he doesn't get to build a dwelling. So back to myself, let's see where we go. That should have been in there because that was my unit. Put a worker in here and take one of those. Back to the ghost, a 2. He doesn't have anybody, so he's going to regroup. So he's going to immediately score 6 points. Uh, 22. I'm going to go into here, take that, and that's the end of my turn, but I'm going to cash some of these in because I'm now up to my maximum. So we're back to the ghosts, so let's roll. We get a 5. That should have come down here, and he's going to go here. Place a new realm tile. That's another monster. Let's put that up here, and this guy comes straight out. So back to myself. So the wizard is going to go onto the mill, and he's going to use that ability to do a new dwelling for this guy here. Costs a gem to do so. Go up on the track. Oh, that's not me, that's that one. And I score 2, 4, 6 points because it's surrounded by 3 ruin tiles. So it gets me a few points. Oh, and it also scores me an extra 2 points for the fact that there is another dwelling. So back to the ghosts. Oh, a 1 again. He's going to go here and bring out another tile. Let's put that over here. That's the last monster, which is the Death Reaper. But it's also going to trigger the end of the game. So he gets his turn, which he's had there. That's come out. I get one more go, he gets a go, and then we do the scoring. So the first game I played of this off camera ended because I built 6 dwellings. This one has ended because all of the tiles have been used. So I need to try and do something where I can potentially gain some extra points. Let's see what we can do. Could have a fight somewhere. I'm going to go here. I'm going to use 2 resources and get 2 coins. But then I get to bring any of my people in from additional areas. Bit overkill, but I'm going to get actually I don't need to bring that in because I'm going to get 6 dice anyway. I'm going to get 3 from the dragon, 2 from there, and 1 because my warriors can shoot from an adjacent hex without having to join in. That would go in there because that's where I moved, so I get 6 dice. He's only got 1 person, so he rolls a 4. Be a bit embarrassing if I can't beat a 4. I do, just. So he loses that guy. I go again up on the track. I can take any 2 resources, but they can't be gold. He gets another go because that is the end of my turn. So he gets to place his wizard into here. He takes this. He gets another magic card, which will give him a point. Gets a new adventure card, which is number 2, which is another green. And that's the end of the game. So we'll do some end game scoring. I didn't use many of my cards, I must admit, because although I could do, I can play that card and get 2 victory points because it says have at least 1 gold, but you gain 1 gold for each in your supply. The same here. Complete this quest. You must have at least 2 potions in your supply. Gain 1 for each. So I get 2. I didn't get that one, which was beat a monster with a single worker. Didn't use the one for the underworld. At the end of the game, this card is worth 2 for each of your dwellings that are not adjacent to any of your other dwellings. Well, unfortunately they're all adjacent to each other, these 2 and those 2, so I don't get any points for that one. That one I could have used if I'd have lost that battle, because it says play after the battle dice have been rolled. This counts as if you rolled an additional 6. So I don't score any more points for that, but what I do score are points for things like dwellings and such like. So let's have a look at the end game scoring. So unspent orbs, I haven't got any. Each elemental power position, so I've got 4, 2 and 2. For each of my dwellings, they are determined by the points that I'm up on that particular track. So this is one of the green, and I'm on 4, so I get 4 for that. That's a yellow, so I get 2. And those 2 are the sort of moon thing, so I get another 4 because I've got 2 of those. So that's 50 points. Any tableau cards that have got points at the end? No. No, and prophecy cards, no. So I've scored 50. So then we go to the AI player, he gets 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 points. And then he also scores his cards. He scores his dwellings. So he's got a dwelling in there, so he scores another 3, 35. Is that the only dwelling? I think that's the only dwelling he built, so that's all he gets there. And then he doesn't get, as far as I can tell, he doesn't get any extra points for any of these cards. There were just some additional cards there which he didn't score any points from. So he ended up with 35 points. Although he's got an extra 3 points there, and that's the only track he's actually on, because he was on that track there. He didn't get any other dwellings and things, so he scored 38 and I scored 50. So a bit different to the game I played off camera. I managed to score 102 to 73, but that was because I had cards that gave me things like an additional 12 points for building all 6 of my dwellings, and that really boosted me up. But I also scored a lot of points by placing those dwellings out on the board, because if they're surrounded by the realm tiles, as I say, you get 2 points for every ruin tile that is surrounded or is surrounding a dwelling when you buy it and build it, and then you also get 2 points for every additional dwelling that it's adjacent to if you've got any surrounding the new dwelling as well, whether they're yours or another player's. So all in all, another quite successful game. I really enjoy playing this. I'm going to try another game of this, but I'm going to use hopefully a different faction. I've played the elves twice now. I'll play one of the different factions off camera and see how that goes. But that's Dwellings of Eldervale. As you can see, there are certain types of monsters. There's only 4 monsters out on this particular game, but there are quite a few monsters in the actual Kickstarter. We've got another sort of box full here. We've got the Iron Golem, a Fire Demon, the Dread Croc, the Storm, Chaos Beast, and then we've got some more here. We've got a sort of a Raging Bull. We've got another sort of Storm Beast thing here. We've got a Griffin. So some of these I think are doubling up because they're sort of like legendary monsters as well. But as you can see, there's 16 different monsters in the game there. There's also a couple more in the box, and then there's also some mercenary figures. One is a Minotaur and one is a Shapeshifter. They do different things, but they're also what they call sort of optional things that you can put into the game. But as you can see, very colourful. The mat's lovely. The tiles, the components are excellent quality. These little sort of house roof tile things fit on them absolutely perfectly, and it's been so well thought out and so well made. It's a fantastic sort of addition to my game collection, one that I'm sure I'm going to keep and not get rid of, because this has got so much replayability for not only solo but when you're in a group. And I think that this is going to be a sort of a successful game retail as well as from Kickstarter, and looking forward to see whether they bring out any expansions. So that's Dwellings of Eldervale by Breaking Games, and we'll see you again soon for another playthrough. Thank you. Bye.